like I said, it's not only in agriculture. Somehow, we think that if I bring somebody else into the business,
someone is going to see my idea.
They will steal it.
I have this here, take everything. Exactly. That is the mindset. That is exactly the mindset.
So we're not actually in business.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if we are in business, the business is paper, actually. It's contracts. Okay. So we need to encourage our people to focus on having contracts. Okay. And then the work is work. Okay.
Yeah.
It's contract.
Yeah.
That I put in 3%. So I will get 3% of the final. Thank you, Saeed, for being here.
Thank you, Mr.
Good. So let's get to it. Now, just tell my audience who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Saeed. I'm a social agripreneur and an alumni of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, and also an alumni of Ekene and some other acceleration startup programs since 2015 when we started and launched our business concept called Greenbles. So I'm the CEO of Greenbles, which is an agri-tech platform that aggregates commodities, supports and gives services to smallholder farmers. We do trainings. So we are in the value chain of agribusiness, from farming to processing to production to marketing. And
let's get to that, because that's what I'm very interested to know. Okay. Now let's start this way, because many of my audience might not know all the things that is going on in the agri business. Okay. For me too, I'm learning a lot, and you guys are doing a lot of work in that space. That is innovative, and I really want to know about it. So tell us more about what you guys do in agri-entrepreneur. Okay, I can't pronounce the whatever, you guys have so fanciful names these days, and tell us more about Greenbles Agritech. Okay, just take your time. Okay, because we want to know as much as possible. Okay.
So agripreneurship is like you're a doctor or you're in the field of medicine. You have different specialty in the field of medicine.
Yes.
So when you say agripreneur or agripreneurship, it means that you're in the field of agriculture.
Yes.
So you have expertise in different value chain of the agricultural sector.
Okay.
And agriculture is like, I like giving examples so that, in a layman understanding, you understand what I'm trying to drive at.
Yes.
Agriculture is like oil and gas.
Okay.
It's an industry. It's a sector like banking or a sector like mining. So in the oil and gas, for example, you have the upstream, you have the downstream, you have the middle stream. That is exactly how agriculture also is, in the agribusiness sector. But because, far back, Nigeria was one of the pioneers of agriculture, and we abandoned that sector, and it's not structured. So people dabbled into agriculture, and now that the new thing is agribusiness. So we are changing the name instead of agriculture, which is just the farming with hoe and cutlass.
Yes.
So agribusiness, which means that you can actually own a business from agriculture.
Yeah.
You understand? So that is it. So in Greenbles, what we do is that we try to identify each of these value chains, and we train people that are already in the sector, and we identify some opportunities.
Yeah.
We consult for them, in trying to structure their business, because the sector is not structured. So we try to integrate their structure and also connect them with some value addition, maybe buyers or marketing strategy, or farm inputs, or business plan. We also develop business plan.
Okay.
So the value chain in agriculture, starts with farming, which is the production.
Good. Okay.
You understand, the production aspect. So in the production aspect, which is the farming, we have different crops. We have the food crop, we have the cash crop, we have the economic, crops too. You have the vegetables and spice. There are different horticulture. In just the primary level, we have different aspects which you can specialize. You can just say, okay, I want to be known to be a farmer in the vegetable space, or cash crop.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. So your specialty will be focused on that, and people know you that, okay, this is what you do, in farming. So we have the tertiary, we have the secondary aspect, which is the processing, and we have the tertiary, which is the value chain in terms of services. You are a provider to either the processing or the farmer. You understand? So the processing is where the new oil is coming from now. The non-oil sector. You're adding value. You are getting economic income from it, because we all know Africa is dependent on imports. Most of our food comes from abroad, something that we can actually farm here and also add value, but we import. Just like what was happening because of this war between Russia and Ukraine, and we are importing wheat, which we can also, farm here. So imagine if every country or every state, let's just start from Nigeria. Imagine every state, we have 36 states in Nigeria. And I told you in the primary stage, we have different crops. We have the food crop, we have the cash crop, we have vegetable, we have spice. Yeah. So imagine we have every state identifying or just using one crop, and making focus on that crop and extending the value chain of that crop.
Yeah.
I'll give you an instance. We know that Nigeria is one of the largest consumer of, fruit, wine. And wine is gotten from Spain and is produced from grape. This is just one crop. In the fruit value, what they call it. So imagine that just one country is producing for other countries, and they import from because they've added value. So imagine if each state has that, integration of just identifying one crop and putting value to it to be exportable in large, production. Yes, it means that we'll be earning forex, and also those people, it will create jobs. The farmers will earn more. The economy will be very, very, and in fact, food will even be very, very affordable.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how the flow is,
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. And I know one thing that we have been bad at is the adding value from the raw materials, okay, to make it, to produce things, okay? For example, we have a lot of origins in Nigeria, okay, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yet, do we have a big orange juice production in Nigeria. Okay, we have a lot of fruits, yet I'm sure I don't know if we still do, but we used to import fruit juice of all kinds.
Yes, we still do import.
Okay,
but we have, but we still import because our production is not equating with the consumption, so we have to import the deficit.
Okay, and yet we throw away hundreds of tons of those raw fruits.
Product. Okay?
We throw away hundreds of thousands of tons of those fruits. Okay? Either in the farms or through the chain from the farm
the supply chain.
If you go to any market, let's say in Lagos, you find dumps of fruits that are bad, wasted. Okay, we'll do that a lot, and we'll do that in every area of food production. Okay, so how does what you guys do? How can that reduce the wastage and help us add value, employ people, and produce more food for our people? What exactly are you guys doing to combat that?
So that is why I said what we do is we are not only focused on our own self. We try to consult. So if you consult us and you say you want to do something in any region, we do a feasibility studies and we tell you the opportunity. Instead of, the challenge is this: a lot of people are doing the same thing.
Okay.
We are doing the same thing, as in, you want to go into farming, the first thing is you go into production. You understand? And in the community where you are going into production, there's excess, there's an abundant, production of what you want to do. So why don't you even add value to identify the challenges and add value? So that is one of the things we try to consult to our clients, that apart from doing production, you can actually add value to those community or small scale farmers. For example, if your farm is in a community whereby we find out that there's abundant waste of say orange, and you say you want to go into crop farming of maybe palm or some other things, we will tell you that you have these hectares of land, you can farm it, but it will be advisable that you also add storage or processing of these waste products.
Okay.
So you are not just going into farming. At the end of the day, we all have the same problem year in, year out. So we always advise, we recommend these to our clients. So that's one of the things we do.
Okay.
So it's a key service that we try to encourage those coming in, the new people.
Yeah.
Because it's capital intensive.
Okay.
I must confess, adding value to many of these things, it's not as if many people don't want to, but it is capital intensive. So some people, also one of these services that we offer, we promote SMEs that are into that value chain. I have a lot of SMEs that we incubate, to take them hands-on for export products, export market. So these SMEs are doing small scale. They are doing their small scale.
Yeah.
So we try to structure their business to be financially viable in terms of their records, in terms of business. They can pitch to investors and have access to funds that can increase their capacity.
Okay.
Because number one, talking about juice, I can tell you there are a lot of SMEs doing juice in small scale, but the capital to scale up is one of the things that they have challenges.
Okay. You say that, let me ask, businesses, okay, you can't be sustainable or profitable if you can scale up. Okay. Now, are these people actually doing business in terms of when you find that you cannot scale up alone, do they talk to each other? Because like you're saying, a lot of people are doing the same thing. Do these people think and say, wait a minute, I can't do it alone. That person can't do it alone. That person can't do it alone. Why don't we join together and make and instead of us having 30 companies, each of us not being able to do anything, why can't we all come together and form one company? And we all have shares based on how much we contribute in that country. And then instead of you having only $100,000, we all come together and we have $30 million. And then we can actually do something. Are they working as business people?
Okay, I would say that mindset is still lacking, and that is why one of the things we try to do is lacking. Many people are doing a lot. This idea of collaboration is one of the things. Also, we try to educate those people that we incubate in our e-commerce, because we have an e-commerce section whereby we promote some SMEs on our platform.
Okay.
You understand? If you see my status, you see that I promote a lot of products on my platform, and those are the SMEs. So we are trying to groom them so that they can have a shared facility and shared goal. In fact, Greenbles, a percentage of Greenbles was dedicated for this course. A percentage, about 10% of the shares of Greenbles was dedicated to be able to aggregate and bring SMEs of like minds together to be able to achieve these goals you are talking about. Brands, having that aggregation, one brand, because we have seen it in the international world that farmers or people come together. Like we have this company that does the milk, farmers, dairy farmers in Netherlands. They come together and they form a cooperative, and they set a brand, and that's it. So I think it's lacking. That is lacking in Nigeria. It's lacking in all the fields. You understand? So it's
this is a big deal. Okay. Yeah. So how can we? Yes, you as a company are doing your own bit. Yeah. But as a community of agro entrepreneurs, what is the community of agro entrepreneurs actually doing? Because we know the farming business, the agricultural business, like you said, is capital intensive. No one person, except you are a billionaire, or you are funded from somewhere else, you can't do it. You can't do it yourself. So how can we encourage our people? Say, hey, if you really want to do a business, this is something you cannot do alone. Because I'm saying this because I know, like I said, it's not only in agriculture. Somehow we think that if I bring somebody else into the business,
someone is going to steal my idea. I have this here, take everything. Exactly. That is the mindset. That is exactly the mindset.
So we're not actually in business.
Yeah.
Because if we are in business, the business is paper, actually. It's contracts. Okay. So we need to encourage our people to focus on having contracts. Okay. And then the work is work. Okay.
Yeah.
It's contract.
Yeah.
That I put in 3%. So I will get 3% of the final profits. This man put 10% and he will get 10% at the end of the day. Okay. So we need to actually encourage our small holders to come together, collaborate to make something happen. Okay. Now I will say this. I'm very passionate to encourage Africans, especially young people, okay, to do things. Because one day in the future, in the near future, China will come with Chinese people will come with loads of money and invest in the agri business in Africa, and they will take over. Okay.
No, they are doing it.
Okay.
They are doing it.
And then in 20 years, we'll be complaining that they have taken over. When we have had the chance, we had the opportunity for us to collaborate, and then even allow the Chinese to fund our business and take a share. Okay. We are not ready to collaborate. We are not ready to have a business and then invite people to have a share. And that is business. So you guys have a lot of work to do. We all have a lot of work to do, to encourage this, because this is the only way forward.
Yeah, you're right. You are perfectly right. That is the only way we can
forward.
We can excel and achieve a longer, prosperity for all. Because if we don't have that collaboration and have contracts that will benefit everybody along the back, and it's just me, it means that even when we talk about the government not doing its own part, we also have to do our own part, but opening our books, you understand, and sharing whatever ideas, whatever concept, and put it in structure that will be beneficial. I think that's what we've been promoting.
Structure,
very key.
Structure. That is it.
Yeah, that is it. That is it. So it's something that we will intensify, we will continue to. And with what you just said, I'm looking at another way of identifying, let's say, because I have these charts that I designed, identifying each crops, integrating from farming to the waste. So nothing is wasted, even from farming.
Okay. I guess that's your zero waste.
Yes. Okay. Exactly. So identifying those players in each of these value chain.
Yeah.
And I think the next step is once we are able to achieve that, then maybe we can. It all depends on funding also, because if we want to invite maybe like 10 companies, that okay, if you are in this value chain of cassava, why we are having this innovation or acceleration to be able to do this, bring your ideas and see how we can, collaborate to achieve this, The government can, I think the private sector, is needed that the private sector should do that, you understand, because this is very key. Some people have started like Sahel, nutrition Sahel or something, by Mrs. Ndidi Okoronko. I think she has started that, they identify some crops in some regions and they incubate young people to see how they can collaborate and, train them and see how they can put something together. Yeah. But the key thing is we've not started, adapting that method of brand collaboration. We are all just doing individual.
Everybody your own.
Yes. Yeah. So brand, collaboration is very key. I think that is the next step we need to start looking into.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So tell me more about your waste, zero waste. Yeah, because you talk about it in one of your
So zero waste means that, in every crop, in every food or cash crop, in everything we consume, nothing is wasted. There is always a value for each component of each crop.
So do this for my audience. Pick a crop and just guide us through every step.
I will take cassava. Yes, I will take cassava, for example. Now, cassava, we have cassava is being used in the food processing to get gari, fufu, and some other food crop.
Yeah.
And in the industrial aspect, cassava is also used for ethanol, starch, also chips, to produce some other syrup in the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay.
Also, the same cassava is also used for animal feeds.
Yes.
Inside the waste. So now I'll now break it down. The cassava, the cassava components, the component inside the cassava, when you chip it, is what is used to produce gari. But the peel, it has been, for years, this peel has been something of waste for years.
Well, in my village, the peel is goat food. Yeah.
Good. So yes, it's goat food. And do you know that it is just of recent that industrial companies started adopting that same
peel?
Yes, that same peel, which means that, in our cultural food, let's say cultural values.
Yeah.
There are some culture that we supposed to have adopted, but because of the modern civilization, we first identify whatever the Western people, give us or prescribe to us.
Let me just say something about that. Whose fault?
It's our fault. It's not their fault, because
we eat the product, okay, and we know how we process it, and we know what we term waste at each stage. See, it should have been our universities, okay, who should go to those places and see what they can get from each
waste, with food. Yeah, no, actually they do. I've gone to a research institute. No, see, I think the problem is implementation.
Okay.
Some of the research institutes that I've visited actually have reports, documented research, wonderful research that can be implemented. But you will be surprised that the implementation is also comes to funding, because if they want to do such things, they will need funding to be able to scale that production. So if they are not able to do it with funding, because their research institute is not a private institution. Like you see, we have IITA is a private research institute. It's one of the best private research institutes because it's being funded by international body. And they've done a lot, they've gotten a lot of grants, a lot of research. They were the one that developed this cassava stamp 419, yellow. So because they get funding. The same thing with some of our research and university, they have these reports. If you go to the archives of many of these universities,
why are they in the archives?
Yeah, because they lack the funding to scale. And also, apart from that, also there's what we call the communication gap. A lot of people don't, it's in the university. For example, I just ventured into, if I'm new, I'm into agri, I don't have the information. where do I know? How do I access, or how do I know that this information is there? I will have to travel some kilometers, maybe to.
See, I think what and I am seeing you, and I've talked to other young people who are into agric. You guys went to school, so for me, it's essential. It's essential for our farmers, okay, not to just be some village boy or girl who started. No, you guys should go to school, learn the agric from school, okay, the academic part, and then combine it with your local tradition, okay? So you know the products, and you know what can come from the product, from the science and research. So it's a combination of both the research and traditional lifestyle. So continue with the zero waste thing that we're talking about.
So just like you said, there are a lot of ways that can be transformed into: 1, animal feed; 2, biogas; 3, fertilizer, as in organic fertilizer; and 4, energy. You know, for any community or for any industry. When I mean industrial production, energy. So these 4 items, and also creative, creative items. There's somebody that is using the husks of corn, you know, when you peel the corn, to do sanitary pad in Kenya.
Wow, that's good.
You understand? The peel of banana, the fiber of banana is being used as paper, brown paper in Uganda.
Good.
You understand?
Good.
So there's a lot of these ways that can be transformed into so many things, you know, just like I said, the feed, the biogas, you know, fertilizer. So we import a lot of fertilizer in Nigeria and in Africa. We import because of this war, you know, it has skyrocketed. The inflation of the price of fertilizer has gone up. If not that, a few companies like Indorama in those days have started, but they don't meet up with the demand. You know, they still import some components.
Yeah.
But I must confess to you, if we industrialize this waste into our normal organic waste, either it is liquid or is soil component fertilizer, we can close that gap. We can close that gap of importation. You understand? Okay. So it is very, 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 what they call it? Also, palm oil. You know, palm oil also. Yeah. You know, there's no waste in palm oil.
See,
you have the palm oil.
I come from
yes, it comes from big south. I know you have the idea
farming family. Okay, I come from a big farming family. In fact, my uncle, two of my uncles have big farms. One of them, New Nigerian Bank uses his farm for their calendar sometime in the 80s. That will tell you how big it is. They had so I understand the use of all those things because my family were big farmers, but in the last few decades, all my cousins are in the city and they have left the farm. So I'm trying to encourage them. Hey, the farm is the place to be because you guys know how to.
That's why I said we need to make farming, a business, not just a hobby.
They need to convert farming into a business. That's what they need to do. Yeah. Good.
And good enough. Recently, I was reading a report by an accountant, and the top stock market, the top stock, how do I want to put it?
The share.
The stock in Nigeria. Shares. The top selling shares. The top selling shares in Nigerian Stock Exchange. About 5 of them. 2 of them are from is agri-based.
Wow. That's good.
Okomu oil has been there for decades now.
Yeah.
Then we have this another company called Prisco, I think. Prisco.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So, I saw on your LinkedIn page that you talk about sustainable development goals. Okay, you are
Yes.
an advocate of that. Okay.
Yes.
So what are the challenges facing the implementation of these goals? Maybe around agriculture and other things that affects you and your community.
Okay. So, I'll start like this. Agriculture solves about 14 of the 16 or 17 SDGs. If many people don't understand, it's not just solving the poverty or solving the hunger. It's solving a lot.
Yeah,
it's solving about 14. Because number one, if we adopt agriculture as a business, then it means that we have decent work. It means that it will solve the climate. It means that the livestock will be protected. It means that the land sustainability, revitalization.
Well, see that when it comes to the climate, it is solve those things if the agricultural practice is sustainable.
Yes. That is why we encourage organic and integration. Integrated farming. So you are not just doing a
monocrop.
Monocrop. And that also comes back to our culture. In the past, even up to now, most of these smallhold farmers still do multi-cropping system. It is the young people that wants to just do one crop. You understand? So they do multi, and which has been sustainable. Actually, that practice has been what is sustaining their community. See, one of the things, the challenge, I will tell you now that why we are not seeing the impact of SDGs in Nigeria and Africa is because we are not adding value to our products, our raw products. That is just the simple truth. If we add value to each and every product of what a farmer produces, then you will see an exponential growth, remarkable results, transformation in our SGD. Because I'll give you an instance. If a community, is producing, let me use cassava.
You
understand? We have an agrarian community, like the community where I am now. The major commodity or major food crop here is cassava, then maybe maize, then cashew as for cash crop, then maybe yam, like that. But the major is cassava. Now, in this community where I am, we have industries that produce cassava flour, years back, which means that from the cassava that they produce, you understand? So it means that the company is already giving value to the products. So it's not as if they are just producing for the food crop, which is maybe gari or fufu or whatever. So they have industrial value for their crop.
Food,
Now, it also means that it now depends on the capacity of that company. If the capacity of that company is to absorb maybe 100,000 tons of cassava, and the farmers can even give you 1,000,000 tons, it means we have a deficit. Apart from the other products that can
capacity
be
deficit.
From.
Yes.
So if we have industries in each of these communities that can transform these excesses, because see, Nigeria is always the largest producer of this, that, this.
Yeah.
You understand? Because we produce, but we are not adding value. If we start adding value in each community, you will see that we are creating jobs, like that industry is creating jobs. Now the farmers are getting money for their crop, value for whatever they
less waste.
Yeah. Less waste, you understand? So it's integrated. So now, if this is just we have food processing, we have industrial processing, then we need to have also feed, waste processing, as in companies that I can absorb that waste also. Just like I was saying before, I said they started identifying this waste. So companies not far from this community have started asking for some of the waste from cassava and some other things.
Okay.
So it means that those waste brings income, to the same person that has been, farming or processing, whatever. So you are creating jobs, you are creating, economic value for these people. You understand? Then another challenge, it's the logistics.
Okay.
What the first I said was the processing until we add value.
Yeah.
The second is that once we start adding value, it means you are opening job creation, because you have to move this product to somewhere.
Yeah.
Giving
storage and other things. Yeah.
Yes. Giving room for storage, giving room for logistics. Then it means the roads have to be good, because if you put logistics or whatever on the road, the wear and tear of this, have
very close and all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So states like Oyo State, they are trying a lot. They are opening the agrarian communities with road networks, just like in some part of the north. So because that is very key. Moving these commodities down to the consumer is very key.
To the market, yes.
So also another challenge is power.
Very important.
I didn't put power first, but I'm putting power as the third. It's supposed to even be the second.
Okay.
Power is very, very important in processing. In fact, it's supposed to even be the first before
number one.
Processing.
Yeah. For me in Nigeria, power is number one.
Yes, power is number one, because once we have power,
you can do anything.
I'm telling you, our cost of production will be minimal. Why is China importing? Why is China products cheaper, than what we produce here? It's because they have the power. They have, they have the power. They have the labor. Talking about labor, we have no problem about labor.
Yes.
Once the power is okay, the processing are in place and the logistics is there, then everything will, plug in.
Yeah. That's
you understand. So that's just it. The power, the processing, having to produce in large, and also the logistics.
Yes.
You understand. So these are key things that can, bring and make these SGDs, come to light, and it can elevate, us in poverty or whatever the challenges we are facing.
That's true. That is very true. For me, power in particular, I just don't know why we don't. Well, I'm saying I don't know, but we
can actually solve power, not even in the federal level now.
No,
but we also need the capital. For example, some of this waste I just said that waste can be transformed into power. Look at what Dangote is doing.
Yes.
In Abajana, Dangote is the one that generates his own power.
Yes.
And the whole community benefits from the power that he's generating. Dangote is doing the road. Why can't we have, just like you were saying about that collaboration, if we have that collaboration, like 5 SMEs or 10 SMEs come and we draft a comprehensive business
contract and whatever. See, Saeed, the problem is not, when it comes to power, the problem is not all this. The problem for me is political. That's the truth.
Yes, it is because I know that I've heard that when you generate power, you have to take it to the, you don't own it all. The national grid, and you have to do this and that. But at least if we can generate in our own community and the community benefit, whatever excess can be given to, federal government, they
anyway,
can do whatever.
Let's leave that story because the story is too long.
It's complicated. Yes, I understand. But power is very key. This is very key. I think that is very, very key.
Yes.
South Africa has, with the population and industry, South Africa has about 58, 1,000 megawatt, and Nigeria is just barely managing 3,000 megawatt. In the last couple of years.
Let's leave that story because the story of power will not finish.
Yeah.
Today.
So
you are a graduate of the Tony Elumelu Foundation.
Yeah.
You are the first graduate of that. Let me say school. Okay. Okay? But I know that that foundation is doing a lot of work. Okay, a lot of work. So tell us your experience in the foundation. What did they do, and how has it helped you?
Wow, the foundation has opened doors. It has changed my mindset. It has always given me the morale when I see Tony Elumelu, on the podium, encouraging we African youth, that we should not, because we face challenges every day. So when we see him, it's like an inspiration to us that we must just achieve this thing. We must just do it. It takes a lot of resilience to be able to be an African entrepreneur, to always also be a Nigerian entrepreneur. There's difference between an African entrepreneur and a Nigerian entrepreneur because the challenge a South African entrepreneur is facing is not up to the challenge that a Nigerian entrepreneur is facing.
They would argue that. They will argue that.
They might, but just like I was saying now, they will complain of power, but they are having power issues. But let's not even talk about that. The Tony Elumelu Foundation has opened doors. It has opened doors for our business as Greenbles. It started as an idea because it was even, will I say, we didn't believe it. Most of us didn't believe it that we were even going to be given any funding, right from that day one, because we were the first batch. And the way we were being treated, taken care of like celebrities before we got our seed capital, we were hosted for 2 days. It was a wow experience, because that is exactly what I call the African Free Trade Conference, because we were 1,000 entrepreneurs from different countries. We were hosted for 2 days. We met each other. Today, I have partners in Zambia, in South Africa, in Ghana. We discuss business.
Very good.
Because of that foundation.
Yeah.
So you can imagine having an annual festival of young African leaders, talking about different, business opportunities, and challenges and how to scale up. So it has also, transformed our, how we think about business.
Okay.
In terms of business is not just, it's not just word of mouth, and also is not something that is individual.
Yeah.
You have to structure your business to be bankable. They'll say if your business is not bankable, then you're not doing business, because if the banks can vet your business and say, okay, yes, you are good to go, it means the checklist of the bank.
Yeah.
You have to be registered. You have
Yeah.
to have directors. You
Yeah.
have to have cash flow. You have to have financial statements, all these things, business plan and everything. So those, during the training, it gives us an insight of how business structure. And that is what we have been adopting in everything we do.
Very good. So it has trained you to be a professional, not just a one-man business.
Exactly. It has
can you take care of that, boss? Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. So it has made us to be a corporate expert in terms of designing products, in terms of pitching our business to international and local investors, which has made us known to a lot of partners. We have a lot of partners in the agribusiness, in the financial, in the supply chain. So it's been really, really interesting, and we are really privileged to be part of that foundation.
Very good.
The opportunity didn't stop. It didn't stop in 2015. Up till now, we still get opportunities due to the partnership the foundation has been signing with different international bodies. You understand?
Very good.
It's a great journey for us.
Wow. That's great. That's great. Thank you, Tony Elumelu Foundation. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So let's. The last question I will ask you. You see, you are in the agro business, okay, and you see how the industry has been progressing, okay. Now, tell me, in 20, 30 years' time, what is your vision for Africa, okay, in the agribusiness or in other areas of life? What are you expecting to see in 20, 40, 30 years' time?
Yes, I aspire, or I wish and dream to see an Africa that can shoulder itself with world powers like China and US, because Africa is in between, and these world powers, they don't have what we have, but they have shown us that if they don't have what we have, they can always, dictate some certain decisions in the political space. So I dream and wish Africa can, the youths will even come to the political space to start dictating, to start creating policies, and that will enhance growth and prosperity for everybody, whether you are in Africa or you are visiting Africa, as long as you are on the soil of Africa, or you are from Africa as an origin. That respect should be there, and that self of belonging. In Africa, that we don't envy ourselves. We should not be envying Nigerians because they are smart. We shouldn't envy South Africans because, so we should see ourselves. Ekene, I was privileged during the Tony Elumelu Foundation. We were hosted by the Tony Elumelu Foundation in that 2015. Yeah. And they invited Ekene. And he said something. He said he doesn't know why we blacks, we envy. We should see ourselves as assets to one another. So why should we envy? You envy your fellow black man because it's progressing. And I think it's an inferiority complex that is affecting us to see ourselves as enemies. We should see ourselves as brothers. So Africa, with this free trade, African Union Free Trade Zone policy, I think it's a great step moving forward.
Yeah.
And it is time for the youth, because Africa has the largest youth demographic in the world now. So
okay,
if
Africa, India, yeah.
Yes. So if we take that opportunity to start trading with each other,
yeah.
In fact, we are lacking that. Africa should be trading with each other, just like Europe, you trade with each other.
Yeah.
Why will I need to import from a country outside my continent when I can get the product within the continent?
If you have the road networks, then it happens.
Yes, that's exactly. You see, we need to. That's the integration. We need to start. If we start building bridges across countries,
yeah,
physical
and people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we will prosper, but we shouldn't envy. There was a documentary or this thing that Dangote was complaining some years back about him moving his cement from Nigeria to Ghana, because Benin Republic, is our neighbor here, didn't want to allow his truck to move, and cross over. You understand? So I don't know why we see ourselves as, there's a lot of things we can benefit from each other. And until we start promoting, I think you can use this platform also to showcase some of the potentials of African trade.
Yeah,
because
this is what I'm trying to do. To
invite people from very, very all over. Yes, it is very important, because I think many people don't see that we are narrow to what we understand. We don't see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You understand? And I think this kind of platform, will make people to be aware that there is much more which can benefit from each other than just having this one, backward thinking that.
I see your point. See, this thing about us envying each other. Okay, it's, for me, it's simple. Africa is the most diverse continent in terms of ethnicity. Okay, we have too many ethnic groups, and unfortunately, we didn't integrate ourselves. Okay, naturally. Okay, unfortunately, natural integration of people is war and conquest. Okay, see, now we didn't do that because of the vastness of Africa. So every big group and small groups are too far apart to actually naturally integrate them. Now it would have taken maybe another 1,000 years of natural integration. Okay, but the colonialism integrated us by force, not naturally. Okay, so all these countries, in any African country, you can find many different tribes still holding on to their own identities. Okay, so this is the consequence of unnatural integration. Okay, unfortunately, it is. So what I promote, what I preach a lot, is that young Africans need to read, because if they read, they will understand all these things. When you look at countries that are progressing, okay, most of them did a lot of natural integration to where they are today. Okay, this is my view, okay, my personal view. So many of them did natural integration, like I said, is war, conquest. Okay, and then now they see themselves as the same. We don't see ourselves as the same, and it's unfortunate. So if young Africans read and they say, oh, okay, so this is why we are this way. Well, I can't change it, but I can now change my personal say, no, I won't hold on to only my ethnicity. We right now are the same country. We are right now at the same continent. So I will see us as brothers, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one. Okay. Now, the African free trade arrangement is powerful. Okay. It is powerful tool that will help Africa to further integrate. Trade is a big tool of integration.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
So because, like I said, because of the vastness of Africa and the small tribes and villages, they were not able to trade with each other for a long time. Okay, so we were separated. So free trade will, at least if we build roads
and bridges
and then it's not only that. Our politics need to allow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we can build all the roads, but then when you take your truck of goods across borders, they will charge you. So all these things are things that we can do. We can do all these things. So for me, I know we have many challenges, outside forces trying to control what Africans do. But I believe that there are many things that we can do, okay, that will help us, that will surpass any outside forces.
Yeah.
And we're not doing it. So for me, Africa have the power to build the Africa we want. Okay. And it's only when we build the Africa you want that we can now stand up and talk.
And as one.
Exactly. Man, Saeed, thank you very much. I wish you the best. You know what you guys are doing is fantastic. One day I hope I will meet you and I'll come to your business and see what you guys are doing physically.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be expecting and we'll host you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Yeah.